Why are you dodging the question?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm
Sure
telling
you
you
are.
where I am. I
Now,
am.
tell me, do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
I have
If the
personally.
mother's healthy and the baby's healthy.
Yeah, and Senator, let me try to make sure I answer this. Personally, as you mentioned, I've been quoted on a number of occasions before I became secretary. I support a woman's right to make a decision about her body.
But do you support restrictions in the third trimester? I just asked, why are you embarrassed to answer?
Because I believe in Roe versus Wade, and I think everyone recognizes
You
that
support
that
Roe v.
law.
Wade?
I do.
Roe v. Wade allowed for restrictions in the third trimester.
Then you have your answer.
Do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
If Roe versus Wade is as you described, then
Why are you scared to answer the question?
I'm not afraid to answer.
Are
I'm
you
asking
worried
the
you're
question.
going to get in trouble with people, with your colleagues
No,
who
not
support
at all.
abortion up to the moment of birth?
Not at all.
Then why won't you answer the question?
Because
Senator John Kennedy confronts Xavier Becerra in a fiery exchange over third trimester abortion rights. In this explosive Senate hearing moment, Kennedy demands direct answers. Becerra dodges. Tempers flare. I've seen a lot of fiery exchanges in Senate hearings, but what you're about to witness between Senator John Kennedy and HHS Secretary Xavier Becerra is something else entirely. This wasn't just a debate, it was a relentless back and forth about one of the most sensitive and controversial issues in America today, third trimester abortions. No spin, no commentary, just raw, unfiltered truth from the Capitol. It all began with one clear, pointed question from Senator Kennedy. If the mother is healthy and the baby is healthy, do you support abortion up to the moment of birth? Let's dive in.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here. Mr. Secretary, if the mother is healthy and the baby is healthy, do you really support abortion of the baby up to the moment of birth?
Senator, let me make sure, to the moment of birth, you're saying after gestation, the 40 weeks.
You know what I'm saying, Mr. Secretary.
Well,
let's suppose it's the day before the due date, and the baby is fully formed, and the baby's healthy, and the mother is healthy. Do you support aborting the right to abort the baby then?
I've heard no one say that. I think everyone has said, those who support reproductive rights have said,
You
support
said it.
Roe versus Wade.
You said it in 2020 in a press release. This is what you said. You said, quote, no government, state or federal, has the right to make decisions for a woman about her body or her health care, end quote. Your words, not mine.
Good words.
So let me ask you again. Up to the moment of birth, if the mother's healthy and the baby's healthy, do you believe that there should be the right to abort that baby up to the moment of birth?
Again, I'll give you the answer. I have always supported Roe v. Wade, which does not do what you've just said. And I know of no one who is proposing or advocating what you've just announced. And I would hope that what you would recognize is that that should not stop a woman from having the right to decide for herself with the consultation of her physician what she should do.
Would you support making it illegal to abort a baby if the mother's healthy and the baby is healthy on the day before that baby is scheduled to be born?
I certainly would support the reestablishment of Roe versus Wade.
Okay. So you think that there are restrictions that the state, federal or state, as the case may be, can place on abortion?
Senator, if you talk to any woman, she'll tell you that she uses common sense in making her decisions.
Do you think that the state or the federal government in the third trimester of a pregnancy has the right to impose limitations, moral and legal right to impose limitations on an abortion? I think that's a yes or no.
I would certainly say that Roe v. Wade answered those questions. We defend and support Roe versus Wade.
Roe v. Wade has been overturned. I want your answer. Do you support restrictions by the federal or the state government on the right to an abortion in the third trimester?
And my answer is clear that if we establish Roe versus Wade, we get back to a system that gives women protection.
Do you support restrictions to the right to an abortion in the third trimester? Why are you dodging the question?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm
Sure
telling
you are.
where I am. I am.
Tell me, Do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
I have
If the
personally.
mother's healthy and the baby's healthy.
Yeah, and Senator, let me try to make sure I answer this. Personally, as you mentioned, I've been quoted on a number of occasions before I became secretary. I support a woman's right to make a decision about her body.
But do you support restrictions in the third trimester? I just asked, why are you embarrassed to answer?
Because I believe in Roe versus Wade, and I think everyone recognizes
You
that
support
that
Roe v.
law.
Wade?
I do.
Roe v. Wade allowed for restrictions in the third trimester.
Then you have your answer.
Do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
If Roe versus Wade is as you described, then
Why are you scared to answer the question?
I'm not afraid to answer. I'm
Are you
asking
worried
the
you're
question.
going to get in trouble with people, with your colleagues
No,
who
not
support
at all.
abortion up to the moment of birth?
Not at all.
Senator Kennedy didn't just show up to that hearing, he showed courage. While others danced around the issue, he asked the tough, direct questions that millions of Americans want answered, and he refused to accept political doublespeak in return. This wasn't grandstanding, this was a public servant doing exactly what he was elected to do: hold leaders accountable, demand clarity, and fight for common sense. Because when a government official can't say whether aborting a healthy baby days before birth is wrong, something is deeply broken. Kennedy stood firm, and in doing so, he reminded all of us why truth, no matter how uncomfortable, matters. What just happened wasn't just a policy disagreement, it was a breakdown in basic political accountability. A public official refusing to say whether or not he believes a fully healthy baby, just days from birth, should be protected. And it leaves one massive question echoing through the halls of Congress. If our leaders won't say where they stand on something this fundamental, what else are they hiding? Thanks for watching. If you want more moments like this, the real story, not the headlines, make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell. We're just getting started. Stay informed, stay critical, stay free. Until next time.